Hello, folks, and welcome to our channel. So, this is our reading for October 2025 for the UK royal family. What energies, stories, predictions, if that's what you like to call them, are coming to the table in October? So, which deck are we going to go with? We're going to start with the Trish James Oracle's predictions deck, and then we're going to bring in other decks. So, UK royal family, October 2025. Let's see what wants to come through. How are you all doing? And I haven't worn the same jumper 3 days in a row. I'm pre-filming. Okay. Big news has just flipped out. So there's some big news coming in relation to the royal family. We'll read on that in a minute. Let me keep pulling. A big announcement. Oops. Okay, another one's. Ooh, two more have fallen out. Drone strike. We keep getting this drone energy. Energy weapon. Okay. Oops. And housing issues. And controlled narrative at the bottom. So there's an energy here with the UK royal family, and I don't think this is anything new or anything to do with October, of needing and wanting to control the narrative to make sure their opinion, their truth, their version is out there. Now, this could be between, the King and William because there's issues going on there, and also King and Harry, and also other stuff that's going on with all the Epstein stuff, the Sarah Ferguson stuff, the Andrew Lowney book, etc. Wanting to control the narrative, going into fear over it. With the housing issues, this could also be stuff coming up in relation to Duchy of Cornwall. There's already been stuff in relation to that. But I also feel this could be down to William's house, William and Catherine's future house, and some renovation works that are happening there and some problems that are around that. Big news. Let's have a clarifier for the big news. Compromised and harmful. Now, this could be in relation to Andrew hiding something. So there's some big news coming in relation to something that is compromised and harmful and hiding something. Let's take another card. Fire, heat wave. What if fire for heat wave? Public life burnout. So, and evidence of scandal. So, evidence of scandal. There's some evidence of scandal coming up. Could be to do with the Epstein stuff, could be something entirely different. It's possibly interconnected with someone else having a public life burnout. Could it be Charles? Who knows? The king. Because I can't see Andrew having public life burnout because, it could be Sarah. There's something around that. Let's not start naming people. There's something around a big news announcement. Something has become harmful and compromised. The heat is on. It's got too much. And there is a public life burnout. Now, it could be that the king is also feeling that he's just like, it's one thing after another. The whole family possibly thinking that. Right. Let's put these cards away. And let's look at the tarot. UK royal family. Ooh, okay. Tower just flipped out. Got the Emperor there as well at the bottom. Oh, there's two more that's flipped out. One more, should I say? The Tower, which is clearing shocks and horrors that are coming up. Page of Wands. Let me just give it a shot. Got the Emperor as well. So again, attention on the King, the Father, UK royal family, energies, predictions for October 2025. Yes, it is October. God, anybody else losing the date and time? Ace of Swords, expect more truths to come to the surface. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, one more card, and the Fool, the leap of faith, carrying on regardless. There's a lot of energies within the royal family that have been there for some time, of no matter what they're fed or have to deal with, is this energy to keep going, to keep going. In fact, this morning I heard the words, the days of never complain and never explain. That was the same, wasn't it? Are dying off now. Um, they can't just carry on regardless. There has to be some form of accountability. People can't just be involved in horrible things and then just go off and get on with their life as normal. So the royal family are getting caught up in this. Um, there's a lot of having to look at past actions with numerous members of the royal family and the truths that are coming from that. But in October, it doesn't feel like a strong, stable structure. It feels like a structure that needs to be changed. We need to get the cards on the table to decide where we're going to go next. Oracle card. UK royal family, October 2025. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and fragmented energy, literally losing the plot, losing their grip on who they are. And a lot of them, a few of them, couple of them, not really wanting to be there. We've had this conversation in relation to William and Catherine and the things that they're facing, but it's just feeling heartless. Not heartless from a cruel perspective, but my heart's not in this. It's not as for some people, royalty is not as uplifting and as escapism as it used to be. As people start to have the blinkers removed, they're able to see through it. And it's a back and forth, very stuck energy. They're struggling to go forward. So let's do the two top couples, which are the King and Queen Camilla and William and Catherine. So King Charles, Queen Camilla, October 2025. There's a surprise attack energy. I'll show you that card in a minute. King and Queen, corrupt dealings. Consequence, damage done. Mainstream news. And the greater good. So things are catching up with Charles and Camilla in a very big way. Many people are starting to see some really strange behaviours from Camilla in public. There's many different people commenting about it. Um, Outbursts from both. Um, Friendships that they've had. Things that they've said and done. Corrupt dealings. Let's have a look. They have been underhand in relation to um, throwing certain family members under the bus. They have. I'm seeing it right now. I'm not saying that the other party has been innocent. I think they're all as bad as each other in different. They've all had a part to play in this. I think to go into they're the goodies, they're the baddies is a really dangerous game to play right now. Um, but there is evidence coming up in October of the fact that either Camilla or the King or both of them have thrown somebody or other people under the bus. This could also be throwing William and Catherine under the bus as well as Harry and Meghan, as well as even Andrew. And it's all coming up, and more people are going to be talking about it. And what I'm seeing is it's because this Andrew Lowry's been doing a lot of podcasts at the minute. And as he's getting the confidence to talk, many other people are talking now. A few years ago, you wouldn't have dared come online and said this because there were so many people that would take you down. It was untrue. Whereas now people are starting to go, you know what? I've got a story to tell here now. So there's a lot of information coming up from that. Um, and also looking at the manipulation of mainstream news. Yes, because corrupt dealings with mainstream news, how the royal family have used mainstream news for their own, I've seen it so clearly, for their own narrative, for their own greater good. Okay, tarot. Charles, okay, Charles and Camilla. How many cards have we got here? Got two, I think. Two cards that have flipped out. Let's keep pulling. Okay. I know I just want a few. Judge, oh, wait a minute. Do I just want a few? Okay, God. Six of Wands. Me, myself, and I. Right, what have we got? Yeah, okay, I'll keep the. Whoa, 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 wowzers. Oh, I do like this new deck, what I've treated myself to. The lovers, the affair, the fact that they've been entitled, the fact that they've put their needs first, um, the problems around their connection, the exposure, things are coming up about how they have used their power in the family and their power with Diana, their power with the sons, William and Harry, and the banishment of the sons in favour of Camilla. Unfortunately, it's not just Harry, it's also William. The fact that I feel that they've been throwing them under the bus. Naughty. Um, it's coming up in October in a big way. We've got the Six of Pentacles that I think fell out, yeah. The feeding of information for possible money status. I'll let you have them. Just look after me. That's coming up. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Misinformation, very ungrounded. And the closing down of that cycle. And what they have done coming home to roost. Um, Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla. Oof, oof. Victim mentality, caught in their own victimhood, their own pain. They're very stuck energy. They can't see the rainbow. They're stuck in old energy, old happenings, old hierarchy, struggling to let go. And the illness as well. There could also be it's not sleeping right. And that can make you ratty as well, not being able to sleep right, emotional overload. Okay. Am I going to do an individual? I'll just do one card for each one. We'll save our energy for Catherine and William. Ooh, William and Catherine. Catherine and William. So one card for the king, one card for Charles, one card for Charles. October 2025. Ooh. Duties keep quiet. Stuff around Savile, stuff around Mountbatten, um, keeping quiet about things, letting things slide. The fire and the heat wave at the bottom. Camilla, October 2025. Oops. Innocent, truthful. Interesting. Innocent and truthful. Solution to the problem. Interesting. Let's have a clarifier for these two. Let's have a clarifier for innocent and truthful. Tornado winds and surprise attack. Innocent and truthful. Clarifier for this. A pit. Oh, what's just flipped out the deck? Right. Okay. Judgment and the Ten of Pentacles flipped out of the deck. She's appeared or wanted to appear, or the people behind her have wanted her to appear as innocent and truthful, as the wronged stepmother, the wronged woman, in order to push her forward, in order to push her up food chain, the hierarchical chain, if there is a word as hierarchical, in her role as queen. It's interesting, isn't it? You see how that's happened? And the clearing of that, the fact that she's been out for herself and her own needs and indulgences. Um, clarifier, not clarifier. A card for Did I do a card for Charles from this deck? Charles, October 2025. New beginnings and planning and action. I think this is to do with his demise. Um, let's move on from that. Camilla, October. Ooh, wait there a minute. Behind a mask. So the mask is slipping with Camilla and great achievement. And it's sad because actually, I noticed this, the whole Trump thing. When she was with Catherine, she looked terrible. She did some strange things, and it wasn't good. And she looked inferior. But I think it was the next day where she was with Melania. She seemed more relaxed, and it was talking about literature and books, which is her passion. Dogs are her passion, animals are her passion. And when she's doing that type of work, from what I've seen, she looks good. She looks confident. She looks like she's in her own. But she's not good with competition. She's not good with somebody that she feels is better than her, slimmer than her, younger than her, more attractive than her. She doesn't like competition. And it's really sad because I think if she'd have mastered that, Camilla, she could have been a better queen. Um, but the mask is slipping. It's going to continue to slip into October. So William and Catherine. William and Catherine. William and Catherine, October 2025. One of their children becoming homeschooled. Or there's a potential for one of their children. We may not find this out, but there's a potential for one of their children to become homeschooled. Food shortage. They'll be having a food shortage. But food short. This could be charity work with food shortage. I mean, it could even be. I mean, I know he's quite wealthy as William, isn't he? Would Would they do homeschooling because they can't afford the? I mean, this is the evolution that we're on. Our boarding schools outdated. I personally think boarding schools are outdated. Maybe they think they're outdated. That their energy can be used in other places, hiding something. So there's something that they're hiding. There's something that they don't want to get out. Airborne toxins, darkness outage, and battle warship. Okay, so William and Catherine, what are you doing? They are finding it harder and harder and harder to do these events, role duties, balancing life, balancing needs, balancing stage of life, balancing their battles with life, their battles with each other, the battles with Harry, the battles with Charles, feeling depleted, feeling they both feeling contaminated energetically from it all and wanting to withdraw. Tarot. Let's look at the tarot for William and Catherine. Also, as well, we've said this in a different video. The energies around this new house are not good. Um, and there's going to be problems with renovations there. And they will find that when they move in, when people say, if I just move house, all my problems will disappear. Or if I just have a baby, all our problems will disappear. And they find out that there's more problems that come up. That's what's going to happen with William and Catherine and this new house. So, William and Catherine, October. Ooh, God, this is a heavy deck, is this? God. William and Catherine, October. The past, being of service. The food shortage thing as well ties into charity work. They're really deeply looking at the work in charity that they're doing and making sure. I mean, I think many of us are doing this at the minute, really looking at how we're working and how we're using our energy. If we only have so much energy, I'm not just going to hit everything. I'm going to save it for specific things because it is overwhelming. There's a lot of mental conflict here, a lot of worry that they're struggling to release the fire, the strength energy, the Page of Cups, and the Magician going forward. The wish that they have going forward. I think there's two aspects to William. There's a part of William that wants to be top dog, but there's also a part of William that wants to sit on the sofa with a takeaway and watch his football. And he's having to find a balance between that and master that going forward and find a way where he can do both. Um, And this is also happening in other families, and it's going to be a trigger to especially the older generation where you do certain things a certain way, and that's how we do it, and that's that. We're going to be seeing more homeschooling. We're going to see people working differently. Going are the days of the 9 to 5 and the grind, and that's what you do. All of that is going. So seeing that in the monarchy as well, William is thinking, what am I and how am I going to pass this forward to the next generation? Right, Catherine, and then we'll do William. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Catherine, Princess of Wales, October 2025. Worldwide Earth, her need to be on the world stage, the energy that she brings, and the fact that she is of benefit. Health issues. There's this. They are not. We've never been told that, and we shouldn't be. It's private to them, but she is still struggling with health issues. And I think, how far do you want to go with it? Not too far. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? No, I'm not. You're gonna make me say it, aren't you? I do wonder whether, and that's Gary trying to ring me, but I'm working. I do wonder whether that has caused that in her or been a factor in it. And it's difficult to have this conversation, especially if you've had it and you're watching, you've had it. Please don't go into fear because understand that we're meant to go through certain things, to understand certain things. It's all part of our evolution and no judgment. But with it saying pandemic and health crisis, I can't see Catherine finding herself in a pandemic. I think, I mean, we don't know if she didn't get COVID, and COVID has affected her in a way, but it's all interconnected. Yes. Trains or trans. This is I've shared this dream with you. I'm sure I have. Where before it all kicked off last year, I had a dream where Catherine was on a train station platform with the children, and she was screaming and shouting and pulling her hair, and the children were there, and there were all these trains coming in, and then. Is it Tim Lawrence? He was there as well. And this was before she went missing off grid and everything. Everything. It wasn't last year. It would have been just before. So it'd be in the December, or just before it all started to go mysterious. And we've got that as well. So trains, stations, change. Interesting that that's come up. I had a dream about trains and Catherine. The big city, the pressure, tsunami, and rising water. Rising emotions, overwhelmed, health issues overwhelming, etc. So that's going on in October. Let's do an oracle card for that. I don't think we've done them as a couple, have we? All over the place. Oracle card for William and Catherine. Planning and action like the Kings. Great gratitude, wanting to get out into Mother Gaia, into the natural world, planning the future. How are we going to be kings, a king and a queen? Decrease feeling, decrease going through a cycle of life. Um, the world is changing and energy is changing, and it's all right. The older, because it is predominantly the older generation saying this. Well, the Queen did a full thingy of schedule and etc. The Queen wasn't working through energies like this. I know as the same generation as the Queen, as the William and Catherine, that our work-life balance is having to change because we are going through shifts that no other generation went through. And you can't go through an ascension and evolution and work, 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 work. Also, all the generational stuff they're working through, sacred temple needing space away from it all and honouring the path, but wanting to also show up. So they're not just wanting to just run off. They're wanting to show up, but they're wanting to show up in a way that doesn't leave them in a decreased energy, which if you're healthy, happy, and wholesome, you want for everyone, not just yourself. Card for William, a card for William, October 2025. So, behind a mask, him having to face his shadow and dark thoughts. So, he's having another dark purge in October where it's the fear of his father's death, possibly not from a point of because he doesn't want to be without his father, because I think there's issues there, but there still will be love there on some level. But it's of what does it mean for me? Am I ready to take on this challenge? And Catherine. Present power, standing tall, standing strong, despite what she's going through, stepping into grounding with the help of the natural world, new supportive connections. So for Catherine, Princess of Wales, there's going to be new opportunities in October, new charities, organisations, work across the world, work across the United Kingdom, where she can be called to action. That's it. Thank you for watching. Love to all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.